Reactive Training Systems.
Welcome back to the RTS question and answer series. I've done this now in Kiev and in Wrocław, once by myself and once with Ross Lepala, one of the other coaches. Currently, I'm in Barcelona, Spain, getting done with a seminar at Rites of Passage Barbell Club with Isabella von Weissenberg, where we talk all about RTS training principles, mental strategies, and basically how to put yourself in a good position to succeed. A lot of times we work with beginning lifters, people who are just getting into the sport. And one of the questions that people have, and one of the reasons that they come to these seminars, is because they want to learn the right way to improve. And right now, in the powerlifting world, it can be very intimidating. The best lifters they now have a Wilks score of 555, 560, just crazy Wilks, and it can be really intimidating to get into the sport, especially if your end goal is to go to Worlds. And that's not to say you shouldn't try. You should try, because what the lifters at the world level have done to succeed is more or less dedication, long-term dedication and hard work. And it's not easy to see that. It's very easy to look at people who have success and think that that success happened overnight. What you don't see is the days and months and nights that they've spent overthinking and overanalyzing all the things that they need to do for the next training session, making sure that they're getting 8 hours of sleep a night, making sure that their nutrition is on point, they're getting enough protein day in and day out. They're stacking successful days, successful months, successful years, back to back to back. In an ideal situation, success is building on top of each other. That is why we have the phrase build momentum, because if you start from a place where you have no success, it can be overwhelming to think you're going to go from the lowest point in your life to world level performance. It's not easy. You need to stack these successes on top of one another and start slow, but start right. Get in a position where you can accomplish and achieve and succeed over and over and over again. And start small. There's a concept in sales called a yes ladder. And the idea with a yes ladder is to get someone to say yes to something small, and then another thing that's a bit bigger than that first thing, and you build those yeses so that at some point they buy that $30,000 car. I have a similar concept for winning. It's called a winning ladder. You want to start by winning small. Think about one thing you can do today to win. If you're just starting out in the gym and you want to build momentum to become a world level lifter, win by going to the gym and deciding today I'm lifting instead of watching Netflix or doing anything other than the thing that you need to do to put yourself in a position for success. If you are an intermediate lifter, making sure you're hitting that single out and 8 with full force and full intensity. Doing what you need to do. Doing what you need to do as an intermediate lifter to continue to succeed, right? So you're winning, you're stacking these wins back to back to back so that over time, at some point, potentially you can reach the goal. But the overall concept here is that you're winning in the process. You're not winning in the outcome. But hopefully you can accomplish that grand outcome. So you have the long-term goal, but then hopefully you have some short-term goals or milestones that you can accomplish so you can give yourself an easier win and then build momentum on those wins to continue. So we actually had a question from our Instagram comments about this exact question. If you're a more advanced lifter and this doesn't apply to you, or you don't think this applies to you, let me tell you, it definitely does. It's just that you don't need to start from getting yourself to go to the gym. You need to figure out what it is that you might start feeling like you're losing, or you can't find wins anymore because you're still looking at that end goal and you haven't hit it yet. It's going to be helpful for you to find wins in your own training. sometimes it's easy to forget that where we started. And anything lower than that peak performance, we can feel as a loss. I would encourage you to find better ways to win, easier ways to win, even at an advanced level. Another thing to kind of build on that topic is making sure that your training is suiting and tailored to you, instead of running a program that is or a model that is designed for a massive group of people. The reason why we have individualized programs is because individualization is an incredibly important variable. Not every top lifter runs the same program. Everyone has a different response to, or a different input that allows for a positive response. So ideally what you want to do is find that response, or find that input that allows for a positive response. And over time, you learn more and more about what that input is, and build on developmental blocks. Stack together successful developmental blocks over and over and over, and so hopefully you just see a more or less a linear trend in your strength. You might have some dips, you might have some weeks where you're not feeling it, and things definitely happen in your life. But if you're just starting out and you want to become a top level lifter, give yourself more credit earlier on. Allow yourself to win early and often, so at some point you win big. You win big. And that's a difficult mindset to establish, but I promise you, if you can get into that mindset, you're going to enjoy the entire process much better, so that when you actually win that thing that you've been working for 15 years, you've been enjoying the whole entire experience. So even though you got that win, you can fully enjoy that win and all of the wins that happened before it. I hope that was informative. I hope that was helpful. I hope you can find somewhere in your life where you can start winning more in the gym and in your mind, and really put yourself in a great position for success. Thank you. I'll talk to you next time.
Reactive Training Systems.